Yes, 2 days. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome back to Black Blades, episode, 7, I believe. We're back.
7, yep, 7.
There we go. We're back earlier than we should be, because we realized that our usual play date, and yes, we call them that, was going to be on Christmas Day. A day where, you know, sometimes people are busy. So, instead, we're here now. So welcome back to Black Blades. We're going to be continuing from where the story left off. I don't think any of the... Do any of the party have any announcements? Any selling out you want to do?
Derek may be a little sick.
Oh, yeah. John is ill today. So that's why we have Babushka John there in Derek's normal portrait. But... yeah, I think really we're just ready to get back into it. So a brief recap for all of those of you rejoining us. Although if you didn't catch the last episode, you probably want to watch it because otherwise not very much is going to make sense in the slightest for the next, you know, year or two. So I'd make sure you watch the last episode. But the party is currently heading out of Daloth, and they're heading to a location marked to them by the Archlich Melva as the old lair of Nazig, who is revealed to be the White Dragon Primarch, who is currently making his home inside of Scott's chest. The party is heading out into the forest to make their 2-day journey towards the location marked on their map. However, as they just left the gates, they noticed something small following behind them. Now, who was at the back? Was it you, Oz?
It was me, yes. I rolled a nat 1 on scene.
That one, yeah.
Craig rolled like the least caring nat 1 in the world. He was like, "Oh well, don't
Must
care."
not be Meepo.
So when you
Or sorry, wrong game.
No, this is continuing the long traditions of silly characters ending in O. But all right, so we'll kick off there. Oz, as you turn around sluggishly after the noise, you can't see anything behind you.
Okay.
Right.
I won't mention it to anyone. I'll just continue to ride along in denial.
Okay, so you guys just heading out, and as soon as you leave Daloth, really, it's almost immediately very, very rural. There is a dirt track extending into the forest, but it is by no means any of the sort of work terrain of Bricktown or even the Silver Island. This is clearly a seldom used track, even though it seemingly leads to one of the main gates to the city.
So I guess we'll just keep going, right?
All right.
I'd assume so.
Yeah.
I don't see anything, so I'm gonna keep on trekking forward.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're following the map correctly anyway.
The map is fairly well detailed, and it's judging because you're starting from the main gate, which is marked on there. Who took it? I think Adrastus took it.
I do, yeah. I'm pretty sure I do.
Okay, so Adrastus, looking at the map, you can see that it's pretty well detailed actually, and because you're heading out on the main gates of the city, which you can still see the towers of behind you, it's very, very easy to kind of orient yourself based off of that. So you're pretty confident. I'll say you don't really need a survival check. You're pretty confident that you're heading in the right direction. And now, while you're making your way through this very serene forest of huge redwood-like trees extending into the sky to form almost an impenetrable canopy above, but the light just manages to leak in. We'll say that you guys are making your day's worth of journey. Would any of you like to do anything during the traveling time?
Oh, I'm sorry, after you. Lauren.
No, go ahead.
I think I'd just kind of be quite quiet, and then I'd probably just look to Loren and Coraline and Derek, and just say, "Guys, can I ask you a favor?"
Yeah, no problem.
Alright.
If I become Primarchy, and I don't know what that may involve, but if I start talking about dominating or subverting humanity.
If Adrastus starts talking about dominating Derek, we'll need to have a check.
If I start acting like not myself, you'd at least restrain me or even kill me, because I don't want to unleash that on the world.
I don't think we're gonna have to kill you. I certainly hope not.
Adrastus, how's this? If I see you acting weird, I'll take the crowbar out of my bag and I'll rip that thing out of your chest.
Derek!
Well, listen, he asked. He's being sincere. That's all I can do for him.
I mean, we can try to
I'm not gonna kill him.
Kill him?
I'm not gonna kill him. Who knows where that gem might just end in a little pit in his chest. Who
That's a
knows?
pretty big darn gem.
I think crowbar out the gem would probably have the same effect as you killing me, but I do appreciate the sentiment.
Listen,
Atrocitus, the gem
nothing's
hasn't-
gonna happen. You're gonna be fine.
The gem hasn't done anything to you so far, so I mean,
Yeah,
probably fine.
Yes, but we are going to somewhere. We're going to Nazig's old stronghold. If
We
there's,
should have a code word.
Oh no.
Banana bread.
but I'm pretty sure if Nazig decides to take me over, that he will have access to everything that I know anyway. I just try and restrain me if you do start seeing anything weird happening.
Well,
I'll
I did just
concede-
equip those braces. I am a little more buff now. I might be able to restrain you, even in a Craig cat form, if you decide to go crazy.
I'll consider giving you a bonk, and that's about it.
I mean, if Caroline, that's fine with me. Depends
Okay.
where we're camping, but okay.
Way!
Oh,
This is not that kind of role playing.
my lord. I just
Sorry.
like walk away. I walk away after this stupid joke. I'm just like,
Sorry, Caroline.
Oz is probably just like, what the
Oz, that does extend to you as well. I just don't want you getting overexcited.
Adrastus, let me be quite sincere with you. If it's a choice between a giant dragon coming out of your chest or slitting your throat, I think I might just slit your throat.
Yeah, fine. Yeah. Cool. So my friends will kill me. Cool. Good to know.
All signed and sealed.
I'll get the contract.
Oh,
Well,
God.
actually, I was wondering, Adrastus, according to the map, will we be able to stay somewhere tonight? Is there an inn or a village on the way, or will we be sleeping rough?
There is sheer forest between you and the marked location.
I think we'll be sleeping rough, Oz.
Well, that's fine with me. I've had enough of civilization for a little while.
Oz, make me an investigation check.
Oh. 4.
All right. There's while you're wondering about this, you do see that there's a lot of baggage on the horses that the commune prepared for you, but you're not sure what it is. Because
That's
you're
just-
dumb.
I mean, I think I can guess what it
But
is.
it's camping equipment.
Oz has never been camping, okay?
The rest of you see it's camping equipment.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. Maybe no grapes in the Shaylon, though, Oz, unfortunately.
Ah, well.
Ready
Alright.
to go?
Let's
Mr.
do it.
Dragon God?
Let's go.
Alright.
All right, so you guys progress your way through the forest until the light starts fading, and the horses gifted to you by the commune have made it much easier. And Oz, even you are slowly starting to get a handle on your horse, but it's made it far easier to just gently trot through the forest until eventually the light is beginning to fade. And I will say that if you progress any further, you could have problems seeing, essentially. It is getting pretty dark, but because of the nature of the forest and the huge trees here, it would be very easy to form your camp up in one of the clearings.
I think we should probably think about getting our camp up soon before it gets dark.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're the
we-
only one of us who can see in the dark, so yeah, probably.
All right, so you
Stop
guys
and
setting
start
up camp?
Yeah,
Yeah.
setting up camp.
So you guys set up the beds and the tents provided for you by the commune. They're not marked with any of their insignias this time, but they seem to be pretty well constructed, and there's even provisions for fire lighting and kindling, and you get a small campfire going, just using some of the discarded branches and twigs laying around. But for the most part, your camp seems to be pretty well set up at this stage as the light sort of dips into the late evening. And would any of you like to do anything around the camp?
Can I ask the party, do any of you know anything about the wildlife around here? Like, do we need to watch out for anything?
I don't know.
Any chance?
I've never been here before.
I don't know if any of you actually happen to know. but-
Perhaps,
Yeah, as
the, perhaps the one with an attunement with nature might have a good idea.
Would I have a good idea?
Make me a nature check.
Yeah, no worries.
I mean, I've never been this far north before.
Scott, what's
so-
your proficiency in nature?
3.
Oh, bad druid.
Well, I'm more wisdom than int, but I got a 12.
Okay, you would remember bits and pieces from your training in the Enclave, and You remember that Calitwis is home to a lot of nature. The ones that really stick out into your mind as being famously from the region are sort of the semi-mythical owlbears, but other than that, you can't really think of anything particularly Calitwisian. The other thing that you remember, of course, is that the forests of Calitwis are often guarded by very zealous communities of old elven tribes, but you haven't seen any signs of that in this area.
Yes, so I can't remember too much, but yeah, do you guys know of owlbears?
You'd all have heard of owlbears, yeah.
Yeah, so they may be in the area, but I don't think we've seen any signs of those so far. Also, there are potentially some locals who have taken it upon themselves to defend the forest, so we might want to tread respectfully, shall we say.
I mean, aren't all animals locals?
Elvish locals, Derek.
Oh, like humanoid, like
Yes, like people.
savages.
Like tribe.
Maybe let's go with tribes.
I don't know, I like savages.
Oh, okay.
Listen, if they were in a city, they'd probably be called a bum. So let's just call it as it is, all right?
But how do you respect the forest anyway? Do you thank you, Mr. Tree, for the branches?
I think he means like don't go around and like pillage the place.
Yeah, don't start like Oz. You like fire. Don't throw fireballs.
Oh, and here is me with my grand plans to start a massive wildfire tonight. Oh well.
Sorry, Oz.
Mm.
No, but just pick up after yourself. Respecting nature is not difficult. It's just unfortunately humanity / the humanoid races seem to have a habit of going a bit too far and taking what they don't need.
Derek's eyes close and he makes snoring noises.
Yeah, and says the man from Bricktown. But yeah, okay.
All right, at least I think we have an idea of what to look for. Thanks.
So should we keep watch throughout the night for these elves or these owl bears?
It would probably be a good idea to have someone on watch. I don't mind taking the first watch.
I'll take a later watch since I guess it'll be dark.
I would say
makes sense.
for you all to properly rest, which I'd consider about 6 hours, there'd probably need to be 3 watches taken, 2 hours each. So divvy them up as you will.
Does anybody else
Well,
want to
I'll
take a
go
watch?
I'll go after you then, Adrastus, will I? And then Coraline will take the last one.
Sounds good.
All right.
Means I get to sleep
Okay.
and get over this cold. Works for me.
Yes, Derek, you're a little ill, so we'll let you off.
Came on really quick though.
All right. So
It's like
who is
seconds.
taking the first watch? Adrastus. I assume you're all bedding down as the night winds down.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you each have your own tent provided on your horse, which you set up. So you're each
Oh, nice.
in your own tent. And Adrastus, you're on the first watch. So make me a perception roll, please.
No worries. 18.
18. All right.
It
Well,
is.
you did well. So there appears to be, flitting around the edges of some of the trees a few rows away from you, some sort of movement. But it's hard to tell precisely what it is.
I can't see any eyes or anything like that. I can't. It's just movement.
You can definitely see shapes sort of flitting in between the trees. Upon a closer inspection, because you did roll well, upon a closer inspection, they appear to be winding their way closer to the camp.
Hard for you to see in the dark.
Yeah. I think I'd probably get up and slowly walk towards Coraline.
Okay,
And just
Caroline's tent is towards the back end of the...
Far away from you.
Yeah, as far away as possible.
I will say you are next to Oz's tent, where you're sitting watch. Then on the other side of the fire, there's Derek's, and then sort of further around from Oz's, there's Coraline's.
And Oz was taking the second watch, wasn't he?
He was, yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just go and... Can I see Oz's feet sticking out the tent or anything like that?
Do you want to poke your head in?
I don't want to poke my head in. I want to like just kind of.
I mean, he's
Still
Who
be
knows what Oz
looking,
does?
still be looking out and kind of just like gently try and
I mean,
shake him awake. Or
Oz isn't
something.
the smartest guy in the world, but he's fully inside his tent.
Okay, I think I'd like poke my head in and just be like, Oz,
What is it?
shh,
My watch.
just no, but there's something moving outside.
Oh no, is it an owl bear?
I don't. Oz, can you get out here, please?
Okay. I'll crawl out of my tent.
Okay, so Oz, you crawl out of your tent, and at this point, you can't see anything untoward.
Well, where did you see it?
It was moving around the outside of the.
So
of
it's to the
camp.
north side.
To the north side.
Yeah.
It was moving up that way. I couldn't see anything other than just movement.
All right. I've got an idea. Connor, is there like a rock or a stick on the ground?
Yeah, you sort of built a little border for the fire, if you like. You grab one of those rocks. It's like a good,
All right. Yeah.
good hand-sized rock.
I'll just grab one of the rocks and cast light on it,
Okay, sure thing.
and then just throw it out roughly where Adrastus indicated, or try to accurately throw it out. If you want to make me do some sort of
Like going
Connor's
You're not
giggling.
smack
off the
something in the
tree and it bonks off.
Make an attack roll. I can't decide whether to punish you if you roll well or
All right.
badly.
I did pretty. I got a 19 for a ranged attack.
All right, so you pick up this this stone from the border of the fire. It's a good sort of weighty palm-sized rock, and you cast light on it, and it imbibes this sort of like unnatural light radiating out of it. And you arc your arm back and throw it towards the line of the trees, and it seems to disappear a couple of trees in. And you notice that it's not casting light further ahead of where it's going. Instead, it's just casting trees, shadows off to the sides, because it's thwacked into a large form standing between two rows of trees. And you see from the light glowing at its feet that it's still hard to make out because you're a way away, but you see that this appears to be just a monstrosity of a man. It is a humanoid shape, but far bigger than any person you've ever seen. And it hasn't reacted, seemingly.
Hello.
And at this, as soon as you roar hello, out into the trees, I'd like you all to roll initiative.
I would like to roll a sleepy initiative.
I was gonna say, me and John are still technically asleep.
Yeah, you are. You guys get initiative, but you will be around later, I'm afraid. And
Damn.
you hear, coming out of the tree line, a shrill woman's voice just cry, "Now's the time for the Storm King!" And several figures break the tree line, including the hulking monstrosity of a man.
I don't like
I
it.
don't like it either.
It's Craig.
As you get a better look at the figure, it is Craig. As you get a better look at the figures as they break the tree line, you see them all dressed similarly in white and red robes, but most noticeably of all is of the normal sized figures, their faces appear to be smeared almost in like white corpse-like paint, and the larger figure you can see now is bound in iron and chains, and again has this white paint almost daubed over him carelessly. There's smears across his shoulders and his chest, and a large streak runs across his face, but these are quite horrifying visage to stare upon. And I shall add you all turns, so you can add your initiatives.
Bloody hell.
Caroline and Derek, you will awake at the sounds of first combat, so you will miss the first round, I'm afraid. Do you want to add your initiatives in?
Yeah, it's just
I
taking.
rolled a 19.
I got a non-natural 20.
Well, I actually rolled a 13, but I have a +6 to initiative. So.
Plus
What?
6.
Yeah,
It's been a
'cause
while
I
since
get,
we roll.
He's a dodgy boy.
I get 4 from my dexterity and 2 from my charisma. # rakish audacity.
That's a big boy. All right.
John's almost
That is
instantly gonna
a-
go first every time.
Pretty good for the gang.
Where am I? There I am a 15.
All right. You all in? You're all in. Oh, you guys rolled pretty well. Okay. Ozovax Croxel. Your move.
Oh, jeez.
As I will describe what you see breaking the tree line running towards you. You see the monstrosity of a man bound in iron and chains, and as he breaks the line, you still get like almost like a backlit shadow to him now. You can see that its form is decaying and full of rancid flesh. To the left, there appears to be a much smaller figure, a goblin in a bright red scarlet robe, darting out of the tree line with 2 daggers towards you. And even further to his left appears to be the source of the cry that you heard, which is this impressively statured, almost Amazonian-style red-haired woman with a 2-handed sword and leather armor, sort of, again, smeared with this white paint, almost like a chalky powder all over her, but a bright red cape glitters behind her. And to the large golem's right, there's a much quieter figure in a dark red robe, simply stood still for the moment, gently muttering to himself.
Oh, bloody hell. Okay, so I'll just cast Chromatic Orb at level 2, aiming at the big boy.
Okay, the big boy, biggest boyus. Make your attack roll.
So that's a 17 to hit.
That certainly hits.
Okay, so if you just bear with me, I'll be doing thunder damage.
Okie dokie.
Nice.
That's 26 damage
Oh.
from that one.
All right.
That's a big hit.
So your chromatic orb just perfectly spins into almost like the central iron chest piece of this strange concoction of armor he has over him, and you see the electricity of your orb emanate out all around him as his muscles contort and his body twists. But no cry comes from him, but you just see this grotesque figure twitching almost in the light of your stone.
Oh dear, it's Frankenstein.
Derek.
You just
Oh, sorry,
brought
oh,
out a life.
would you like
My-
to... Sorry, yeah, of course. Would you like to do anything else?
Then with my bonus action, I get to fly 10 feet.
I was just
And I
getting
assume,
out
I
of
assume
there.
you're going directly towards the giant guy, right?
I am going backwards.
Oh, okay, all right.
And then I'll run across another 15 feet this way, and as I'm running, I'll just yell out, "Run to attack! Run to attack! Coraline, Derek, get up!"
All right, at this point, Caroline and Derek, you awake to Oz's lovely tones, but you are going to take a round to collect yourselves and collect your
Yeah.
armor and your weapons. So you slept in your
Lord.
armor, of course, but you need to grab your weapons. So
I think you'd get used to hearing that every morning, but you know.
somebody's going to be a very lucky lizard folk one day. But all right, so the shadowed mage to the right of the golem just appears to be standing still, muttering to himself. But you see his eyes flick open. And just these very beady eyes you can see glancing in the light from your stone Oz as you run away, staring at you. The mage himself doesn't move, but with some muttered incantations and a faint green glow around his hand, the golem charges towards you, Adrastus, and raises this large, blunt, rusty-looking cleaver that it wields over its head and slams down towards you.
Where's that second health bar you always
Which
have?
is...
Hey, got him.
Oh, that's a 21 to hit you.
Yep, that'll hit.
All right, and this is... I apologize in advance because you're about to be very upsetty, but
Baby
Oh,
turned into a
no.
mince
It's
pie.
not me this time.
John's like, sweet.
that is 17 points
Okay.
of crushing damage as it slams this cleaver, and you're so stunned by just the horrendous nature of this thing that you're late on your sidestep and it catches your shoulder and nearly throws you to the floor. But you just about whip yourself out in time. And then the golem begins tugging its sword out of the ground next to you, but it appears as though that is its turn. Adrastus, you're up.
If I try and cast a spell with him being there, will that be at disadvantage?
If it's a targeted, I believe, because you're not a warcaster?
I have Warcaster.
Oh.
I have the feat.
Oh, well, that turns that off, right?
It just says you have advantage on con saving throws that the perks of choose. Yeah, it just says you have advantage on con saving throws that you make to maintain your concentration on a spell when you take damage.
I believe it also says you do not have disadvantage on ranged spell attack rolls against creatures
sweet.
within 5 feet of you.
Okay, that's
If
fine.
you read the feat, it tells you what it does.
Well, I've got the feat on my thing, but it doesn't say that. But that's fine. I would like to cast, with a bit of a grunt, cast Spike Growth.
Okay.
The best spell ever.
It is a
and
great spell. I love Spike Growth.
Yeah, and I would probably like to cast it about centering here.
Okay, so what is the size of it?
20 feet radius.
Okay, so you want
That
it
thing's
like...
huge.
You want it like...
Dropbox.
So what, would it be like here? Does that
So
look
it'd
right?
be, I can't see what you're doing at the moment.
Like that?
doesn't say. Oh, yeah, basically. So,
Okay.
well, I mean, if I start there, it should extend.
It has a 20-foot radius, not a 20-foot diameter.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it's like...
That's big.
it-
All right.
Yeah. Actually, maybe it would go
I'll tell you what, we'll just whop it.
Yeah, so kind of going from here.
All
Something
right.
like that.
Something like that. We'll say like that.
Yeah, ish like that. Yeah, that's fine.
So many
There's so many squares now. Ah!
Oh god.
Those
Okay,
are all the
relax.
spikes. All right.
Yeah.
So-
So yeah, I'd like to cast Spike Growth.
Okay.
And so the area becomes difficult terrain for the duration. When a creature moves into or within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing for every 5 feet it travels.
Okay.
And then I will turn into a direwolf.
All right. Does the
For
spike
bonus
growth
action.
affect you, Scott?
It just says into when a creature moves into or within. It doesn't
That
say
affects-
anything
that
about.
affects
Yeah,
you, yeah.
yeah, I know. I'm kind of taking the hit because
All right.
Connor,
can't
can
really
you
escape.
smooth those squares, please?
Absolutely not. Because I don't know how.
So
Actually,
yeah, I'll,
what layer are they on?
I think they're on
They
the
should be
same
on
layer.
Map
whichever.
layer, maybe.
They're kind of.
Oh yeah, I can. I just can't drag select them.
So yeah, I will give myself the. Where do I not have a snail? There's the snail. The snail of being a direwolf,
Okay.
and stand there and lightly whimper at the ogre.
Okay. Your lightly whimpering has no effect. All right. So the red-headed woman to the left, she's gonna raise her sword above her head. Actually, apologies. She has a great axe. She's gonna raise her great axe above her head and stare down as the ground around her erupts into these jagged earth-like spikes. Scott, what's the damage on that?
2d4 for every 5 feet they move.
Oh.
Oofy doofy. All right, so she's going to run 20 feet and take
Okay.
8d4.
Oh my god.
That's
Okay.
Are you going to roll it or do you want me to?
I only have 2d4 on me at the moment.
I'm going to use the d20 thing for this because
Yeah, that's fine.
So that is 19 points of damage. So you see that she's emitting this blood-curdling cry before she even takes off. And it just seems to grow with intensity as each foot lands, and you can see parts of the spikes like jut out of her feet at points as she emits this scream, charging towards you. However, she does appear to have lost a lot of blood, so that is 19. Cool. All right, and she is going to unleash a great two-handed swing at you, Scott.
Yep.
For that's a 14 to hit.
Yeah, AC's 14.
Okay, that hits them.
Yep.
And that is not the best. That is 7 points of slashing damage.
Cool. No, that's fine.
All right. And she is going to end her turn standing next to you. Caroline, you're still getting your stuff ready. Now, it is the Flesh Golem itself's turn. On his turn, he is going to rip his sword out of the ground and swing it down again at you, Adrastus, I'm afraid.
Yep.
And that is going to be okay, pretty bad. That's a 7 to hit. So he just swings down, but now you're a much smaller, nimbler form. You manage to dart out the way very easily. And the golem lets out a huff of frustration.
Thank God for that.
Now, time for our goblin friend. How far is that? Lovely.
Oh,
All right, so the goblin, seeing the golem and his female companion seemingly engaged with some sort of bizarre wolf creature, he's going to whip out a crossbow from his back, very trepidatiously getting his balance on the jagged undergrowth beneath him, and he's going to fire towards you, Oz. And that is that's an 11 to hit. That's not so good.
that's a miss, I'm afraid.
All right, you see the bolt whistle over your head as the crossbow, you just hear the goblin going, ah, no, 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 and you hear him winching his crossbow in the tree line.
Sapo?
Oh, 0.
Okay, I'm just gonna be boring and do the same again. Honestly, another chromatic orb at level 2. So
At
let's
the big
see.
boy?
Yeah, the big boy, but that's a 14 to hit this time.
The 14 hits, yes.
All right.
Wow.
Ooh.
I mean, he's a big guy. He's not hard to hit.
Hitting the broadside of a barn.
I got 8. 8 from 4d8. I rolled a 1, a 2, and another 2 and a 3.
Wow.
Wow.
Well
It's lightning damage, and I'm just gonna I'm zooming a little bit to the left, going by the 10.
Alright, so the golem, this time, you see your bolt impact him again, but it misses the armor this time, and just sort of crackles against his side, where he's addressed as mostly you can smell a patch of the flesh sizzle and begin to boil under this lightning. But it dissipates just as quickly as it hits, and doesn't seem to have affected the golem too much. Alright, Derek Mathers, you actually get to take a turn. You come bursting out of your tent. What would you like to do?
I have a question because I played a druid in a previous campaign. If I haven't seen the spike growth, I don't know it's there.
You do not know.
I do believe I have to make some type of perception check to see if I see
wait,
it.
really? I mean, to
thought-
me, spike
I
growth
might be
is
crazy.
spikes coming out the floor. And you are in a well-lit area, so I wouldn't personally say you would.
Yeah,
have
it's
to.
I remember that being somewhere in the.
I'm pretty
words.
sure maybe in the rules of the spell, you have to see it
Okay.
to believe, basically.
Scott, if you have the rules there.
Yeah, do give me a second. I was just gonna say, from where I tried to center it, I
It's,
tried to.
it's camouflaged to look natural. I just looked up the rules. So
Yeah,
any creature that can't see the area at the time the spell is cast must make a perception check against the spell save DC to recognize the terrain as hazardous. So,
So we would both have to.
This is gonna
John,
be
could
fun.
you
I did try and center it so that it wasn't gonna hit John's
it's
10.
a massive effect. Where you centered it, it hits John's 10. It does not hit Coraline's 10, but it hits John's 10. Alright, so...
Okay.
John, perception check, please. Address this.
I
What's your
rolled
spell
pretty
save DC?
Give me a second.
I rolled a 19.
Okay, it's
Spell
not
save
that.
DC's
so-
13, so
Right.
that's fine.
John, you whip open the door of your tent, you look down and you see the ground is mangled. You almost think it's your eyes playing a trick on you for a second, but you realize the ground is now extremely hazardous to walk upon.
Ooh,
Go back to bed. Just go
What?
back to bed. Just go back to bed.
What? I go back to bed. No, I'm kidding. Noticing now how difficult it would be to get over there, I'll swing out my short bow and take a shot at the woman attacking Andrastus.
Alright, so from the confines of your tent, you kind of get a comfy crouch going on and pop out a shot. Make your attack.
Yeah. Damn it. I rolled a 4 plus a 6 is 10.
Okay, so the shot is true to its target, but it actually deflects off one of the studded parts of her leather armor, and she seems with a grunt to turn around towards you and then focus on back onto Adrastus. Anything else?
Could I step here? Out
Yes,
of the
because
spike
yes,
growth?
because it's not within the spikes. Yes.
Okay.
Sweet.
You can hop.
5
You can literally
feet.
jump over the edge of them to where the spell ends. Yes.
Awesome. 5 feet, and then I have, so that would be 30. And then I'm gonna dash with the bonus action, and I'm gonna like hunker down next to this tent.
Okay, nice. You take some cover behind that tent. I will say that to your right, Derek, you have a clear line of sight to the mage, who still appears to be mumbling under his breath with his hands faintly glowing green.
Awesome. I was just looking for cover, but that works too. And I'll end my turn there.
All right. So it is the turn of the mage. Now, Derek, specifically, I would say the rest of you can't see this from where you are, actually. But Derek, as you dash around the edge of the tents, you notice this hooded figure. The green pulses slightly, and you see on the golem some slight energy transfer through the air towards him, and you notice the singed patch of flesh where Oz's lightning impacted him begins to almost suture itself and seal over in a way.
Oh dear.
And that is the end of the mage's turn. Adrastus, you're up.
I think. Do I need to make a con saving throw, by the way, for spike growth?
If you take damage, is it concentration?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so if you take damage, then yes.
Okay. Can I? I'm going to attack the big fella.
Okay.
So that is a 17 to hit,
That certainly hits.
and 2d6 plus 3. So hold on. 8. That's 11 damage,
All right.
and you need to succeed a DC 13 strength check, or you're knocked prone.
Does that work on creatures larger than you?
It literally. I mean, when I looked last time, it does not a size limit. It just kind of says if it's a creature.
That sounds unlikely, but this is only a size larger than you, so I'll allow it. But you're not going to knock prone any dragons by biting.
Tarrasques or anything like that.
All right. Okay, so it's
Damn
a DC strength saving throw, you say? DC 13?
Yeah, DC 13.
Well, he rolls a 24, so I think you might be okay.
Okay. And then I am going to attempt to run backwards.
Oh dear.
Okay.
I've got mobile,
you
so I won't take damage from. He doesn't get to make it an attack of opportunity against me.
Okay.
She does.
She does, I know. But I don't really see myself getting out of this any other way. Otherwise, I'm just going to die next time.
Other than the 2d4 damage you're going to inflict on yourself.
All right, so where are you going, Scott?
I was going to try and move in a straight line, just
You can do
heading
that.
down. Yeah.
You take 4d4 and an attack of opportunity.
44 is 24. Oh. Fuck it, I'll just stay. Fuck it, it's fine. I'll
That's
stay.
Scott. Tough it out.
Yeah, that's
I'll
a
just
good
stay.
idea. All right. So the
Once
red-haired
you'll
woman.
die, you'll just pop out of wolf form.
Yeah, then I'll get killed.
We all live with that every day.
The redhead woman's still emitting a blood-curdling scream. She's gonna raise her axe over her head again and chop down at the wolf, who just looked like it was considering running away, but she's gonna attack it anyway. All right, that is yeah, that's definitely a hit. That's a 19 to hit.
Yep.
Oh, these guys are rolling nice. All right,
Yeah, they are.
Where's the damage? There it is. Cool. So that is much better. That's a 9 points of slashing damage.
Yep.
And she's going to let out a particularly shrill scream as she hits and draw back for another attack, which is a 9. So that one just arcs over your head, but you do take the force of the initial swing.
Yep.
And she's going to glance around her, just breathing incoherently, visibly in some sort of rage.
Do you
And
want me to make a...
no, you're fine.
Do I not need to make a con saving throw?
Oh yeah, sorry
Yeah.
for your damage. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I've got advantage, so...
And yep, she's going to end her turn there. But yeah, make your concentration save.
So, let's see. I rolled a 14 and a 9.
You have advantage, so that makes it with the 14.
Yeah. Cool,
All
that's
right,
fine.
Coraline, you burst out of your tent, not
All right.
onto spiky ground, but make me
No.
a perception
I
check.
was gonna say I'm gonna have to make a perception check to see if I see the spiky.
I
ground.
want you to eat yourself across the map
Me
just because
too.
you don't see
I
it.
really do.
I rolled a 16 actually.
Okay, you save. You notice that the ground in which Adrastus and these other combatants are fighting, including this huge hulking flesh golem, it's just jagged and destroyed. It's like somebody's shredded the earth itself, and it looks very, very dangerous to move on.
Okay. I still have no choice. I feel like I'm gonna go in there because I gotta go help them. I can't just leave them there. I can't. Coraline would not feel justified if she didn't actually go and help them. So I'm gonna
Good
take
luck.
the 44. Is that what it is? Right?
Yeah, 44.
All right.
Thank
Remember
you.
back in Guild Gates when I did this and someone died before they hit somebody?
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'm
remember
gonna die from it, but. No. Oh my God!
16.
I rolled 15. I rolled
Wow.
4s and a 3.
Oh my god. Alright, you take 15 points of damage as, due to your heavy armor almost buckling in on underneath,
I suck.
your feet are in extreme pain after running on this ground, and it's distracting.
I am sorry.
Clutch wild growth, Scott.
Sweet. I'm going to swing at the big giant boy.
Alright, swing away.
Now that I'm here. Friggin' god dang it. That's a 10.
That does not hit, I'm afraid. You clang against one of the crude bits of iron.
Heroic turn.
However,
Yeah, that's,
because you're wielding the Master Key, I will say as you clang against the iron seems to splinter and almost fall away from his form.
okay.
Nice.
I'm also going to bonus cast Shield of Faith on Andrastus. So here's 2 AC. Bam.
God.
Alright.
Bam.
So, anything else?
That's it. I did more damage to myself than the enemy.
Caroline basically ran in, broke her feet, and rung a gong on the enemy. Alright. So, the large golem himself, he is going to hoist his sword up once more and just swing in a wide sweep at both Caroline and Adrastus. And I'm going to roll 2 d20s.
Big boy got
So,
cleave.
against you, Adrastus, that is a 19, and against you, Caroline,
Yeah.
against you, Caroline, that's an 18.
No.
That doesn't hit. Wow. Okay.
I have an AC of 19.
Caroline's got monster AC.
So as the large dull cleaver sort of just strikes Adrastus and he spins around to face you, you just perfectly parry it above you with your shield. Over Adrastus, you take those are the wrong dice. Disregard that. Adrastus, you take.
Accidentally rolls a d20.
I've lost my D100. You take 6, 7, 13, 16 points of crushing damage
Yep.
as it rebounds into your flank, and your wolf form just simply can't hold up against the onslaught of this huge weapon.
Did you drop wolf form?
No, I've still got wolf form.
Oh, you are.
And concentration
barely.
save for your spike growth, please.
Oh yeah, no worries. 18 and a 5.
Yep,
18,
18
yeah.
passes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the goblin at the back has finished winding his crossbow up, and you see him slot a bolt into it, and he is going to take aim. Ooh, he can't actually really see Oz anymore, can he? He is going to take. He's a little guy.
Look at the sultry face. He's like, oh.
He's going to take aim at you, Adrastus, and try to fire between the gap of the other two, but you will benefit from some cover here.
Everybody's like,
So add
"Screw
2
this
to your
guy."
AC.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 5 to hit.
Oh, thank
So
God.
you just see this bolt just thud into the mud in front of you, and again you just hear a ow, 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 no, 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 and the winching noise of the crossbow in the tree line. All right, and Oz, you're up.
All right. So I'm gonna do a twin spell, Chromatic Orb level 2, aiming at the golem and the red-haired woman.
Okay,
So for the golem, the first attack, that's 17.
that hits, yeah.
Okay, and I'll just roll the second
Yeah,
attack as
absolutely.
well. That's a 10.
That does not hit, I'm afraid.
Okay, so the golem will take. It's 24.
Wow, you are high and low all
Got
day here.
All right, yeah. Again, once again, you strike this time the headpiece of this golem, and the lightning reverberates all around it as its form jitters and twitches, swinging around this huge cleaver as if it was weightless. But then the spell dissipates, and again, the golem just returns to standing in its hulking manner over Adrastus and Coraline. It doesn't
I'll
seem
just
to
die
show.
already! Die!
It doesn't seem to show any perceptible signs of damage or fatigue.
All right. I'm just going to take a step forward and crouch behind the tent.
All right, Derek, you're up.
I am going to dash towards this scary looking boy.
Okay,
Actually, I don't need to dash. I lied. It's only 30 feet.
okay, that's fine too.
I'm going to take a nice pointy swing with my rapier to try and stop whatever the hell that guy just did.
All right.
Please.
Ooh, that's not bad. That's 18.
So that certainly hits.
Awesome. And my rakish audacity gives me sneak attack damage.
Okay.
That's not great. That's 12 damage total.
Okay. You get a good lunge off out of your run at him, and you pierce him through the shoulder. And for a moment, it seems like he snaps out of whatever he's doing and hisses towards you, until eventually recoiling out of reach for now. But you got a good hit.
That is all I do.
Okay. So the turn of the mage, Derek, recoiling from this blow with your rapier, he sort of hisses towards you and snaps his head back to the golem, and you see the faint glow again, this time emanate from his eyes. And the golem trudges away from you, Adrastus
course
and
he does.
Coraline.
It's like
Of course he does.
12 all over again.
Take
So-
those 2d4 damage, damn it.
So he will take, well, he's a big boy, actually. He takes 44, and you guys both get opportunity attacks against him.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy.
Yay.
Please kill him.
That's a 15.
That hits.
Yeah.
I got an 11.
That does not hit, I'm afraid.
And I got 9 points of damage.
Okay, so you get a good rake out of the back of his calf, but it doesn't seem to impede his movement at all. Neither does the bloody footprints he's leaving in your spike growth as he just wades away towards Derek. Once he reaches behind you, Derek, he swings his cleaver over his head and straight down. Again, the mage in front of you can now see. He's
Please
almost
no.
twitching his hands as if controlling a marionette, as his eyes just give off this faint green glow. And the cleaver swings down towards you. For a natural 20.
Oh, good. Goodbye, everyone.
First nat 20, let's go. And that is going to be... Ooh, okay.
Dag just gets home runned into the forest.
For 24 points of crushing damage, as the
Ow.
cleaver catches you completely unaware and just crumples your shoulder down towards the floor, and you barely manage to stay on your footing.
I definitely stand on my
All right.
footing.
Adrastus, you're up.
Can I break the spell?
You definitely
you
can.
absolutely can drop your spell. yeah.
I'm gonna drop spike growth because
Alright.
I don't
Thanks.
think
Because I might kill myself.
Growths recede from the floor.
and I'm gonna attack the redhead.
Okay.
And because Coraline's next to me, I get pack tactics, so I get 2 advantage.
Okay.
That is strength proficiency. That is a 16 and a 12.
Okay, the 16 certainly hits.
Cool, that's fine. 2d6 plus 3.
By the way,
That
Scott, when you're rolling
is-
advantage, you only have to tell me the higher of the two numbers.
Okay, that's fine. And that is 10 points of damage.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you get a good rake across her arm as she's bringing up a guard with the axe. But it seems like it's a deep blow and certainly does some damage.
And
Alright.
I think I am then going to use my feet and move away.
Okay,
So I'm going to move and run back here, then hide behind the tent.
all right.
No, it's cool, guys. I'm just over here.
I don't mind Derek.
Derek's
What always
alive for now.
happens to you?
And I gotta
Alright.
try and go for the squishies and get
Anything else addressed?
yeeted.
No, not for now.
So the redhead woman looks down at the ground briefly with a grin on her face and goes, "Ah, finally, a fair fight." And looks up towards you, Caroline, and goes, "Oh, another battle sister. This will be a joy." And steps towards you, raising the axe, and swings down for a 13, which
Oh.
I imagine you might be fine. Yeah, so you just raise the shield and bash away her axe swing as her rage intensifies on her face and any semblance of that smile is gone. And it's now your turn.
I'm gonna swing at her.
All right. Surprising.
Assuming-
Oh, she moved
did
up
she
here.
come up to me?
Yeah,
Okay.
she moved up there.
Finally. 25.
Yeah, that hits. That hits, yep.
Okay, and I'm going to burn a slot and use a divine smite.
All right.
And as I'm doing that, I'll be like, "I ain't no sister of yours."
Whoa.
Boo!
Rude.
That's 12 damage. I have fortunately low rolled this time.
All right, you,
That's not like you, Loren.
your Warhammer lights up with holy light as you swing towards her, and you land a solid blow that sends her reeling backwards, but she does still remain on her feet.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to shove her 5 feet away with my shield.
Rude. All right.
It's my shield master.
Does she get to make any check against that, or do you just give her
Yeah,
the shove?
so I have to make a strength check against her strength or dexterity.
Okay, so shoving contest ensues as you try to shove her backwards.
Mhm.
She rolls a not great. She rolls a 10.
I rolled like a 22.
Okay, yep, you certainly succeed, and she staggers backwards, still reeling from the blow 5 feet away.
So
Alright.
that's my turn.
Goodbye, everyone.
So, the golem, this time, once again, he's just going to try to rake Derek's back, and he rolls a... Oh, dearie me, Derek. That is 17.
That hits.
All right, and that is going to be
Oh,
4. I
John.
keep losing my d12. Where is it? There it is. That is 4.
Stop rolling it. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Just use a D4 instead, Connor.
It's for 20 points of crushing damage.
Oh, man.
As he
Derek
rolls
has
an 8 and
fallen
a
down.
9. All right, and as soon as your body just crumples to the floor, the weight of this blow, like you're a nimble fighter, but when you're caught by something like this, you just can't withstand it. And you crumple to the floor at the base of one of the trees, and the golem you see immediately with almost superhuman speed kind of snaps around on the spot and focuses again on the rest of the party. But Derek, you are down for now.
Again.
And trying to think what they
Oh,
do.
stupid goblin. Goblin.
Yeah.
Has he even done
Maybe he
anything?
takes a
so far?
round
This,
off. Maybe
this
he's-
goblin, seeing that the spike growths have receded on the floor, is here. Oh! And he drops his crossbow. You see him pull out 2 daggers. And he is going to sprint at you, Caroline, and take a flying leap in the last bit and swing both at you.
Jesus.
Which are a... one is 21 and the other is a 7. So one
first
hit, I
hits.
assume. Yep. Alright, and that is for... I've lost his... there it is. Don't worry. Already am. That is 8 points of piercing damage as one of his daggers just finds a chink in your pauldron and you feel it bite into your shoulder. And I would like you to make a constitution saving throw.
Oh, nice.
Get poisoned.
Yeah. That's a 16.
Alright? You don't feel any immediate effect.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. And after this, the goblin is going to, far too nimbly for you to take an attack of opportunity,
John, it's you, but in goblin form.
it's going to dash back towards the eastern tree line this time and vanish from sight behind a tree.
Man, disengaging is the greatest thing ever.
It really is. Oz, your go.
Oh, jeepers. All right. First thing I'm going to do is cast Chromatic Orb at level 1 at the red-headed barbarian woman.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 23.
That certainly hits, yes.
All right, so she takes 16 lightning damage.
Oof. Oh, that hurts. All right, yeah. So you hit her with this chromatic orb, and she is struck in the back by it, and lightning courses all over her body, and you can see the pain from it has nearly leveled her. She briefly drops to one knee, and using her axe as a support, barely manages to stand back up. She is looking very close to death.
Still not dead. Okay, so I'm gonna use Quicken Spell and cast with my bonus action magic missiles.
At the barbarian woman?
Yes.
All right, you don't need to
roll.
roll damage. So as the three
All
missiles impact into her, one of them catches her in the side of the head, and you see her neck just snap to the side with a noise like a breaking twig, and she just slumps over dead.
All right, and then with my movement, I'm going to move over here, and then up along here, and then looking at the big golem, I'm going to say, "Oi, big fella, come and get me!"
Okay.
If only Derek had said that he's being played like a fiddle.
You do that. Yes. All right. You do that.
That's my turn.
Derek, death saving throw from you, good sir.
Yeah. That is a 2.
That is.
John!
Oh, no.
John!
I'm worried now.
That is a failure, I'm afraid.
Yes, it is.
All right. The mage, standing over John. He raises his hands again, and John, you can see just through barely blinked consciousness, the hands begin to glow once more as the golem seems to reverberate with this green energy.
Fucking.
And this time, strides backwards towards Coraline. And he is going to raise that huge rusty cleaver above his head, take a swing, which is a natural 1. So as he does, you can see the marionetting hands of the mage by the tree line almost go back too far for a moment. You see a mage kind of shudder in shock as the golem nearly topples over backwards with the weight of this two-handed sword and swiftly brings it back down again and kind of has to realign himself. It appears as though you dodged the wrath of the golem this time. Adrastus, you're up.
Yep, I am going to... I'm going to use a bonus action and burn a level 2 spell slot to heal myself 2d8. So there's a 6. So that's 10 points of healing, which is better than what I was. And then I am going to run and sprint for the spooky caster boy, which I don't have to sprint because my movement is 50 feet.
Okie dokie.
Actually, my movement's 60 feet because of
Wow.
because of mobile gives me 10 feet extra.
Craggy
So
catty, good boy.
I'm a dire wolf, thank you very much. So I'm going to move here and try and attack him. Try and eat his face.
Okay, make your attack.
So if John's down, I don't get pack tactics, I'm assuming.
No.
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 I am incapacitated. I'm
It's
no
not
use to
helpful to
you.
That is a 18.
So, an 18, as you swing up and rake your claws going for this mage's throat, the mage's hand flicks out and a yellow light replaces the green
Bastard.
as you reverb off of a invisible barrier in the air
Your
between the
shield.
two of you.
Okay.
Your attack does not land, I'm afraid.
Bugger.
Great. I can't do anything else. So yeah, I'm here.
That's the part of my notes that says, gets 1 shield, lol. Anything else?
Nope, I've done everything I can.
Okie dokie. So, redhead woman's dead. Coraline, you're up.
I'm gonna try to hit this big boy in front of me because I can't really run away from him. Unfortunately, he might kill me. Holy. Please, for God's sake. That's a 19?
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Please high roll.
I'm gonna Divine Smite. I'm gonna burn it. Another one.
Okay.
I have really no choice here. Please high rolls. 14 points of damage.
Yeah, that certainly hits. You clang it in the jaw with your warhammer. Its head snaps back to slowly come back to stare at you.
It is divine damage as well.
Okay.
Oh wait, is he undead?
Maybe.
'Cause he gets an extra D8 actually.
Okay.
I forgot. So hang on, one more. Extra 3 damage on top of that.
Okay, so after his head snaps back to look towards you, he is starkly reminded of the heretical nature of his existence and suffers 3 points of embarrassment damage. And anything else?
Nice.
I don't think so. I'm gonna say no.
All right. So it is the Golem's turn. He's going to snap his head back towards you, Adrastus, and begin to trudge away. Caroline, you get an attack of opportunity, should you wish to take it.
I will. That's a 17.
That hits, yeah.
All right. That's 12 damage.
Yeah, okay, so again, you slam into the back of its leg, and once again, you feel almost like under the weight of your hammer, you feel a tendon sort of rupture and give way, but it just seems to have no effect on this monstrosity as it trudges away. And it makes its way up to you, Adrastus, and it's gonna take a big old rusty swing at you, my friend.
I love it.
For a 15 to hit.
No, AC 16.
All right, so you managed to just
You're
duck
welcome.
under this huge swinging cleaver. And that's the end of its turn. Okay, so the goblin from the tree line, who would actually see this? Caroline and Oz, I'd say. You see this goblin peek its head back out. You hear a,
Would he go away?
and you see him not so subtly skirt around the entire tree line. Nearly just drag the map. Let's go around the entire tree line. Wait, how far was that? Let me just check something. Blah, 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 15. Yeah, he's fine. Okay. And he dashes next to you, Oz, and once again jumps up and seems to be trying to just manically stab at you with these 2 daggers. And
This is all the reasons you hated Zappo.
they're both unnatural 20s. I rolled double 17s.
Uh-oh.
All right. So, Oz, you take me old chipper. You take... Okay, then I rolled double 2s. So you take 4 points of piercing damage from each one. So 8 points in total. And I'd like you to make just the
However-
one Constitution save with disadvantage.
Oh dear. I got a 8.
All right? You feel no immediate effect.
Nice.
Oz, you're up. And you now have this rabid, wide-eyed goblin with 2 daggers crouching down by your knees, kind of staring up at you.
Okay. Hold on, I'm just quickly double checking one thing. Okay,
Oz,
all right.
Just imagine it, Zappo.
No, don't you worry, John. All right, what I'd like to do is, because I'm not far enough, I have to move to help poor Derek here. So I'm gonna move 25 feet, and I will take an attack.
Okay. So you take 1 attack of opportunity as he lashes out with one of the daggers, which is just a 7. So you just feel it whistle past your back as you run away.
Okay. And then I checked everything I can do, and I do, the Mage Hand lets me do this. So I'm going to cast Mage Hand, take the greater healing potion from my pack, and then it moves 30 feet and pours it down Derek's throat.
Now, isn't giving somebody else a healing potion a whole action?
Well, I'm using my action to control the hand. You can use your action to control the hand. You can use the hand to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door, store or retrieve an item from an open container, or pour the contents out of a vial. You can move the hand up to 30 feet each time you use it.
Now, Mage Hand itself, the spell, action or bonus action?
It's an action.
So you spent your action summoning the hand. You can then spend your action controlling it. It works a bit differently out of combat.
You're right.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It is. I will allow you to do that, but it will be 2 actions. 1 to summon the hand, 1 to control it.
Okay.
I think that is also how it literally works in the rules, for once.
Okay.
Not that we often do that. I think that's how it actually works in the rules.
All right. Derek, don't worry. I'll help you.
So Derek, in your blurry state of consciousness, you see a large sort of... What color is your mage hand? Craig, describe your mage hand.
It would just be sort of the classic sort of ethereal blue with a like tint of purple arcane hand.
All right, but you see it has
Lame.
erratic jerking movements mimicking Oz's nature as it's above
What?
you.
No, it's
It's
graceful.
like the what's the crazy hand in Smash?
from
yeah,
Smash?
crazy hand.
Yeah,
Master
crazy
hand.
hand. Yeah, it's basically like crazy hand because he's not the most stable.
I like to
Mage in the
imagine
world.
it's like a noble woman wearing a long glove, like really graceful and elegant movements.
Well, I'm sure that you imagine all sorts of things, Craig. But all right, so the mage hand appears above Oz, not above Oz, above. Well, actually, it would be above you, above Oz. So, anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, Derek.
You
Death
just
saving
wait
throw,
for
please.
this. Here we
Nat
go.
1. Here we
Don't
go.
roll a one,
Please,
John.
Derek.
John!
Nat 20. Let's go. Stand
Let's
up.
go.
Stand up so I can knock you over again.
Hey, I rolled a 17.
Okay, that's a succeed. You can mark a success on
I
your
marked
chart.
a success.
John, you're the scariest person to get knocked
Yeah,
out.
All right. So the
Yeah,
mage.
at least when you get knocked down, we know it's a nat one.
The mage's hand returns from holding the barrier up against you, Adrastus, to but in front of him, glowing green once more. And the golem responds by swinging its cleaver over its head at you. For, oh, that's a 17.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
that hits. And
Yep.
that is a... I keep losing my D12. What's wrong with me today? That's the D...
Just lose it permanently.
There we go.
Yeah,
please.
just get rid of it. Just
throw it.
Throw it out. Just no one cares.
Right, double the damage for that. Although you'll think I will, because I just rolled 2 10s. So you take 23 points of crushing damage from the attack. This D12 is murdering people today.
Yep, I'm yeeted out of wolf form anyway.
Alright, so you, Adrastus, you return to your human body as your wolf form can sustain no further damage as it crumples under the impact of the cleaver. You coalesce beside it, back in human form. The golem doesn't look surprised. Alright, Adrastus, your go.
I think I'll, because I'm low as, I think do the manly thing and spit out some blood and just be like, okay, round 2, and use another wild shape and turn back into a direwolf.
Alright.
Haha, screw you.
And immediately lunge for the mage.
Okie dokie. So you take a leap, starting even in your human form, and shift into your wolf form. Make your attack.
Yep, that is it's a 15.
That hits, yes.
Okay, and 2d6 plus 3. Ooh, oh, almost max roll. That is that's 12.
Alright, so you rake the mage across the chest and split open some of his scarlet robe, and you see his pallid flesh underneath start to bleed and ooze down his robe. He briefly takes a step back before returning to his focus on the golem, but he looks very hurt.
Cool.
Anything else?
If I move, I get destroyed by the golem, so nope.
Alright, Caroline, you're up.
I'm gonna move up to the mage, and I'm gonna take a swing at the mage.
Okie dokie.
No, it's cool. It's not like I'm dead on the ground.
I
next to you
mean,
or
I
anything.
don't kill this guy.
I got you, John. I got you. Don't
Oz
worry.
has got you. It's fine. That is a 18.
That hits, yeah, that certainly hits. Roll your damage.
Yeah, I keep forgetting.
Please.
That is a 6.
Alright, you catch the mage on the side, and again he whips around, but he seems to be more focused on his chest wound now, and he's still standing just, but he is sagging where he stands.
That's more. Actually, can I? Oh, I can't. I was gonna try to shove him so that you would get an attack of opportunity, but he's kind of at an angle. I can't really do
it wouldn't. It would give Derek one,
It's
but
not gonna-
he did.
Derek.
Hey, got him.
No, so that's it. That's it.
Go. Oh
Okay.
no.
Connor's thinking.
I don't like it when arrows appear.
He's thinking.
No reason. Alright, so this large golem, he is going to stand staring between Adrastus and Coraline, still just no emotion showing on his face, and he's going to reach back with his huge cleaver and swing out at both of you,
Oh,
and that is going to
again?
be nothing like a bit of reach. So Adrastus, against you, that is a 21, and Coraline, that is... Scott's going to hate me in a second. Caroline, that's a 5.
Nope.
How does he not hit the mage?
Because he's selective targets.
Okay.
He does a swooshing. He does this. He goes, woo.
Yeah, if you think of it in like an arc.
Okay. Sorry,
But he
Don. What did
swings.
you do again?
You have to
okay.
make
Same
the
way-
woo
Starts low,
noise.
goes up, and then goes back down.
Same way that you can cast spells through your allies, essentially. All right.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Okay, so Adrastus, you take.
A bajillion damage.
Mm.
No, that's a 1 on the first one, and then an 11 on the next. So you take 15 points of crushing damage as the cleaver slams into you.
Still,
Caroline, it goes
I
very, very
still-
wide.
don't like it.
Yeah, it's not
How
too
many
great.
health bars have you gone through now?
This is
I
his
mean,
third.
I'm almost like out to 3.
Oof.
All
'Cause
right.
He healed himself too.
While you're watching this carnage unfold, Oz, you just hear a coming from behind you, and then a running noise as the goblin runs up and once again jumps at you with these twin daggers.
What a pest.
And the first one is a 22, and the second is a 14.
I'm going to reaction cast shield.
Okay.
Bonk.
Oh wait, shit, that doesn't work. That doesn't help me.
No, that just puts your AC to 20.
Yeah.
You can take that back if you want.
Yeah, I'll take it back, and I'll take the whack.
So the 20. So one of them hits you, right?
Yeah, one of them hits
Okay.
me.
So that is for 5 points of piercing damage,
Nice,
and I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
nice. That's a 19.
All right. Nothing happens.
Nice.
Oz, you're up.
All right, first thing I'm going to do is use my action to administer the potion to
Okay, okay.
Derek. So it's 4d. It's a greater healing potion, so it's 4d4 plus 4.
Mhm.
John's back.
Do you want to
What's
roll
the-
it, John, or shall I?
Wasn't
they're
house
just-
rules
they're-
that? Yeah, house
Full
rules was
full
that
They're
max, eh?
maximum now, aren't they?
Nice.
Yep.
So 16 and 4 is 20.
That's the one, John.
So you
That
go
would
back to
be good
20
math.
HP and stand to your feet.
Woo!
Damn.
Actually, you don't stand to your feet. You're still prone at the moment. But...
Yay.
And
anything else?
yeah, I'm going to quicken spell. Wait, no, I can't. I've used. I know.
You've used
nothing
your
else.
action, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, it would be my bonus action to use it, but I've used all my sorcery points.
Oh, okay, all right.
So I'm fresh out of juice. That ends my turn.
Okay. Derek, you can stand to your feet.
I would like to. And seeing that my friends are near, feel myself fill with a little bit more vigor and take a swing at the mage
All
once
right.
more. And 22.
That hits. That certainly
I
hits.
am angry boy. And that is pretty good damage. 11
Yeah.
damage
You
total.
just run him through with your rapier, and he drops to his knees. A spurt of blood appears out of his mouth, and he just sags to the floor. And as he does that, you hear a colossal noise behind you as the golem appears to just begin to disintegrate, and the cleaver hits the floor, and the shambling corpse Hulk just falls over backwards, resting against a tree. They're
I'd like
both
to use my bonus
dead.
action to stab him again and again and again. No, that's it for me.
All right. So, Adrastus, you're up.
I am going to move and take an attack at the goblin.
Okay.
So it's that's an 18.
That
That's
hits.
unnatural 20, but yeah.
That's it. That hits it.
And he's not taken any damage yet, has he?
He is not. Nope.
Cool, that's fine. That is 10 points of damage and a DC 13 strength check.
Okie dokie. He rolls 18, so succeeds the strength check, but how much damage
Yep.
did you take?
10.
Okie dokie. So you bite deep into his arm as he's just retracting from trying to stab Oz. His hero, oh, get off! Alright. Caroline, you're okay.
I'm also gonna move over and attempt to hit the goblin.
Okie dokie.
That's a 15.
That hits, yep.
Okay. And that's a 9 damage.
Okay. Yeah, you land a decent blow on him, but it doesn't seem to break through any of his armor. You just hear, oh!
I love his noises.
That's all I do.
Alright. It comes to our friend the Goblin's turn, and he throws down his daggers and looks towards you, Oz, and just says, I didn't mean it. I'm not involved with them.
But he's wearing the same color, like clothing, like robes and stuff as them, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're dressed the same. Yes, you are. You attacked me.
He blinks up and he's like, they made me do it.
No, they did.
Yes, they did.
Can I roll an insight check?
It's probably from Monty Python or something like that.
Oh, so you can roll an insight check if you want.
I don't think I need to. Listen, you little bastard! You hit me like 3 times.
Yeah, they made me.
You got me once too.
Yeah, they made me do that as well. Him at the back, he's alright, mean bugger.
Can I just like?
I think I'll like snarl and step forward to see how he reacts.
As you do that, he goes, right, well, I'm off. And he tries to run away from you. Who would like to, are you taking attack?
Can I try and like lunge for him?
Yeah, sure, you can all take attacks of opportunity if you'd like, except Oz, you can't, right?
Oh no, I could whack him with my staff
You
if
don't
I
even-
wanted to.
Oh, you do you even have your stuff drawn?
I don't know. I never.
I didn't even know you have a staff.
What do I
I've
do?
got quarter staff. I've got dagger as well, but I'll let the martial characters handle it.
I got a
I'm
15.
above this.
I got an 18.
Yeah, they both hit. Roll your damage.
It's a 12.
Okay.
5.
All right. You both land solid blows on him as he's running away.
He does still need to make a strength check.
Okay.
Ooh. Be
Just
prone.
trip.
That is a wow. He nails it again. He rolls a 19.
Mother.
Yeah, that is a. You land 2 solid blows on him as he's running away, and you can see Ren's cutting his armor, and he stumbles to his legs as he's running. But he does make it back to his feet and run away about 30 feet to there. All right, Oz, your go.
All right, if he's running away, then I'm gonna try and hit him with a firebolt.
All right.
Die, you bugger! And
Leave me
that's
alone,
a 15.
That hits.
All right, he takes 8 points of fire damage.
All right, your fireball hits him in the back, and he just slumps to the ground and face plants after a short second. And he seemingly is dead.
Bloody hell! What the heck was that? Derek, you all right?
I don't feel so good.
Uh,
That hurt a lot.
Yeah, I think I'd shift out of wolf form and like just cough up blood, be like, no. This was a bad place.
I almost wished it was an owl bear.
I would have been able to talk to an owlbear.
yeah, that was.
Oh god, you got stabbed so many times.
It hurts. Everything hurts. I'm going to bed.
Okay.
Note
What
to
time of
self.
night is it, Connor?
Yeah, how long have we been fighting for?
You were fighting them for a good while, probably 15 or 20 minutes in the melee. You don't know what time it is. It's dead of night, I will say. Because it was only on it was on the first watch, so you'd probably be around 1 a.m. or so.
One of us
So,
should.
I have a question though, because if we go back to sleep, is it not going to be a long rest anymore because we've been fighting?
Are you asking that in character?
Well, I just don't
You
know
will-
what time it is.
Hell?
You will all gain a long rest.
Okay. 'cause
I'm
I was
not
gonna say, 'cause if
that
one of us has
cruel.
to stay watch.
Jeez.
No, but if one of us has to stay watch, then we have to decide who doesn't get to heal,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh, I like Loren's idea. Choose which one of you will stand watch, then one of you won't get the heal.
Well, we could just sleep in a little bit longer to give everyone a chance.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I
Alright, let me just get my
Yeah.
bag of owlbears. Hang on.
I think I just kind of stumble over to the mage and have a look through his pockets and see if I find anything.
Sure, make me an investigation check.
Yep, that's fine. That is a 13.
Okay, you find he has a nice jeweled ring on one of his fingers, and he doesn't seem to have anything of interest in his robe pockets particularly. You find a couple of notes scrawled, but you can't read them. They are written in common tongue, but they seem to be gibberish to you. But yeah, other than that, you don't really find anything of interest.
Can I look in the woman and the goblins while he's doing that too?
Sure. So for the redhead woman first, make me an investigation check.
That's a 3.
You don't really find anything of value. Her great axe looks crudely made, like it
Just never gonna do anything.
might have been like it might have been serviceable once, but it's very chipped and sort of hacked away by now. And as you make your way over to the goblin, make me an investigation check. Again, not a 3.
His daggers are poison.
I got 9 this time. We're improving.
All right. As you're rooting around in the goblin's pockets and the sort of folds of the robe that you can see from there, I will say that you get a sneaking suspicion that he's not entirely dead, as he appears to be not so subtly trying to breathe quietly.
Guys, can I get ready to like restrain him if he starts to like try to move?
Yeah.
I've gone to bed, so
I think I would like stumble over as quickly as I could.
Yeah, I'll head over, yeah. What is it?
This ain't dead.
Oh, bloody
What?
hell.
And he's still just remaining face down in the grass. But
Can
upon
we
close
see him-
inspection, you can all quite see that his chest is rising and falling.
Yeah, can I like pull him up?
No, can I just be like, we can see you breathing down there.
There's no response.
All right.
Yeah.
You pull him up so he's sitting up. And even though he kind of does something where like he's trying to force himself back down, like, nope.
It's a lot easier if you just talk.
You just hear, I'm dead.
Can I punch him in the face?
You may.
I punch him straight in the nose.
I mean, we can make it actually dead.
He just, well, even your punch in the face seems to render him unconscious as he just sags back now.
So is he?
How do we know he isn't faking it again?
Let's just tie him up. Just tie him up.
Do we really need him?
He could tell us a lot about where the camp is.
But we have a map.
Yeah, but it might be outdated. We don't know exactly where it is. And
You think this guy's gonna help us? He literally just pretended to be dead.
Well, if he pretends to be dead again in the morning, we slit his throat.
master tactician.
I'm very tired, Coraline.
Fine. I tie him against a tree.
Alright, you tie him up against the base of the tree, securely, to the south of the camp, and he is now restrained against that tree.
I take all his weapons away as well.
Okay, you take he only has the 2 daggers, so he left the crossbow on the floor, towards the north of the camp, but yeah, you take his 2 daggers away, and you pat him down, he doesn't seem to have anything else.
Did you find anything on the other guy?
Does the ring look similar to the rings that we've seen in the past?
I mean, yeah, it's quite a simply jeweled ring. It doesn't have a black stone in this time, though. It's got like a sort of like an inlaid small blue stone. I mean, it looks similar to jewelry you've seen. Yeah. It doesn't look the exact same as the other magical rings you found, though.
I'll take it for now, and while you guys are napping, I'll see if it's magical.
That would be good to know. I mean, I think we can safely assume these guys are from the army of Nazig, right? They're all wearing the same uniforms.
Well, the fact that they yelled for the Storm Lord is probably a good indication in itself.
Oh, that's a good point. Yes.
Yeah.
But I wonder, do they patrol the woods, or do they know where to find us? What if they're drawn to the gem in your chest? What if it's like a beacon?
Well,
the dean did say that they did have people get attacked out in this part of the woods before.
That's right. Yeah.
So if we encounter any more of those meat golem things, we immediately go for the caster person, right?
Yeah.
Thanks.
My concern is more of that. Like, what the heck kind of weird culty undead magic like can do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit odd.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
even my like radiant energy can't pierce that, which is weird. Like.
And I mean, Derek over there has almost died 3 times in the last 24 hours. I feel like we might be pushing his luck a little bit. I mean, I almost died, and it takes a lot to kill me.
We'll have to be more careful going forward, it looks like.
I don't know how we can be more careful. The only thing I could have done there was yell to wake you all up immediately.
Well, I mean, in this case, it wasn't our fault, but I'm just saying the closer we get to the Nazig, the more people we're going to encounter.
Yeah. Also, are your feet okay?
Oh!
I'm sorry about the spikes.
Hey, what was that? Was that you, Adrastus?
Kind of. I've not used the spell that much before. I didn't quite realize how wide it was going to be.
I don't think foot cream is going to suffice here.
How about a good nap?
Yeah, I'll take care of that later. You guys should probably get some rest. I'll stay up.
I'm gonna use lay on feet to heal
Hey.
it.
If I know you're not the sort, but if our new friend decides to wake up and make a noise, just personally, I would just kill him.
I'll see what happens if he wakes up.
Okay.
She's a paladin, Adrastus. They don't just kill tied up people.
They kill evildoers, and he tried to kill us, and people who tried to kill us are evildoers.
There's evil and there's evil, you know. He's just a bit of a bad one. He's not, summoning armies of undead and that sort of thing.
Yet.
He does look like the sword, doesn't he?
I think he would do anything he could to get out of the situation.
His friend did, so...
Yeah. Right,
Yeah,
I'm going to try and
either
get some
way.
sleep.
Yeah, get some sleep. We'll talk more in the morning.
All right.
Just wake me
Alright.
up after a few hours, if that's okay.
So you all bed down for the night, I take it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna stay up
Okay.
to keep watch.
Sure.
And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna do the ring thing.
Okay, sure. Are you what are you doing on it? Identifying
I'm going to detect magic.
it? Yep. You sit studying the ring while everybody else gets settled back down in bed and sort of nurses their many wounds. And yeah, eventually you do detect that this ring is magical. It is enchanted. You couldn't really say with what, but it is some sort of enchantment on it.
I'm kind of curious if it's like the other ring, but I guess I wouldn't know. All right, well, I'll just put the ring away for now, and then I'll just keep watch.
Okay, sure thing. So you keep watch. Are you keeping watch till the morning?
I don't think that would be long, wouldn't it?
That'd be like 5 6 hours.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who I'm supposed to wake up.
Not me.
Well, I was supposed to be next. And we did talk about it before we all went to bed, so maybe
I'll eventually go wake up Oz, I guess.
So you wake up Oz eventually, and Oz, you take your place at the watch, and everything seems to progress quite smoothly into morning. You can still smell the fetid hulk of that golem behind you, but for the most part, it seems to almost be driving away any of the other nature of this place. Until eventually morning arises, and you hear stirrings in the other tents as you all come to wake up. What'd you like to do?
so just first, have we completed a long rest? I just want to make sure.
Yes, you have.
Okay.
Oh yeah, does Oz still feel fine from getting stabbed earlier by any chance? Does he look okay?
Neither of you can feel anything at the moment. Both you were stabbed by the young goblin, and you don't really feel any adverse effects at the moment.
Oz goes to piss and pisses blood.
All right. Everybody feeling better after last night? Derek?
Derek?
I'm up. I'm up. I gotta stop doing that. Or you guys need to realize who the real target is.
I mean, to be fair, you hit the thing that made the other thing come hit you. So this is the second time this has happened.
Yeah, I didn't like the look of the big guy, all right? His master seemed like a better target. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I
Fair.
screwed myself over, Derek. I can't deny that, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought you magic folk were supposed to be smart.
Well, I am. So far, I stayed back.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just a little bit cranky. I've been woken up 6 times in the last 2 days, up and down and up and down. getting a little tired of it.
But you're not dead, so there's always a bonus.
We might have to invest in some better armor for you at some point.
Yeah.
I don't
If you're
think there's
gonna
much
be taking all
armor
Yeah,
against
but
the
if he's gonna
golem.
be keeping taking hits, like, you know.
Yeah, right.
So what's next?
Well, what do we do with him? I mean,
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, let's go over
Is he
to our
still
friend.
there?
I'll walk
The
over and
So you walk
and
over
kinda-
and the small goblin is still tied to the tree and he appears to be quite contentedly snoring away at this point.
I mean, I don't think he probably is asleep. He is probably awake.
Can I get some water and splash it on his face?
Yeah, you can take some water out of your pouch and splash it on his face and he kind of goes, oh, bloody headache.
That's probably because I broke your nose. Are you actually going to talk to us now?
Yeah. I was talking to you anyway. You're the ones who tried to kill me.
I think you tried to kill us first.
Alright, point taken.
So, who are you? What is your name?
Crocs.
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 And why are you here?
I was walking around, and then they kidnapped me.
They kidnapped
and
you, okay.
They made me do this.
I don't believe him.
So you're telling me that in the middle of a fight, when all of your allies, all of your kidnappers were indisposed, that they still made you attack a random group of travelers?
Well, I thought they were gonna win, and if I ain't done anything, I'd have been in trouble.
But you could have run away. If you're as innocent as you say, you could have run away.
You can really run away from people like old Danzig over there.
Danzig.
He's the one with the he controls the big boy. I think you've done him in now, but I don't think you can really run away from him.
So why do you know your kidnappers' names?
Because they talk to each other, and I heard their names.
Right.
Right, who's the smart one of the group? Because ain't him, is it? He looks around the rest of you like, ah.
Can I punch him
I
again?
like him.
Yeah, you can punch him if you want.
Yeah, I want to punch him in the jaw again.
All right, you punch him in the jaw. He goes, why?
You know you won't solve everything by violence and justice.
Oh, Coraline, it's been a long few days. After you, though, if you want to interrogate all... Was it Vrox or Crocs?
Rocks.
Vrox. If you want to
Vrox.
interrogate...
Grox.
Tell us
Oh,
anything.
Like
Grox.
Grox from
Okay.
Groxland.
Yes. I don't think he's gonna tell us anything useful.
I'll tell
to
you
be
anything
honest.
you want if you let me go.
All right. Where did your kidnappers come from?
That'd be Nazig's old lair, yeah. Up to
Okay.
the north.
Well,
And how many-
let me just ask you this quick. Were you on patrol or did you come to get us? Did you know we were here
Why
already?
did we come to get you?
You came to get us. You weren't-
No, just patrol. I mean, I think they made me do it. But yeah, patrol. I don't know who you are. We always patrol. Actually, we're patrolling a lot at the moment because they kicked a lot of us out.
They kicked a lot of you out.
Yeah, old Fancy Pants who pays us turned up and, well, he just said, all of you lot, bagger off. Don't come back until next week.
So who is old Fancy Pants?
Oh, I don't know his name. Old
What does he look
Dragonborn
like?
fella. Real scary.
Oh dear.
Did he
Is-
happen to have a big
Did he have... Well,
staff
is
with
he
a
blue?
big blue gem in it?
Well, I didn't see any big staff, but he is blue, yeah.
Okay. Did he say what he was doing or did he just kick you out?
They don't exactly explain plans to us. He just said, go away. Or we
Are there
went
any
away.
other people that stayed with him, or did you all get kicked
I
out?
think he's got some of his mates there, but not many of them. We had to clear out the tunnels.
Tunnels?
Well, yeah, it's not a lair without tunnels, is it?
Are there any entrances around there?
What? To the lair?
Like
Yeah, you
hide
can get in.
entrances. Secret
Hide
entrances.
entrance. Oh! Not that I know of. I just go in the front.
Great.
Can't miss it. Big old hole in the ground.
How many friends did he bring with him?
Well, I saw him. I saw that snooty woman as well. I think they had a couple lackeys following them about, but I don't know. I only saw those two, really. Maybe 4? That sound good? 4? 5? 6? No? 7? 8? 9? I don't know.
All right.
I can't count that much higher, so we're not going to reach that far.
So let me ask you this, Grox. If we let you go, what will you do?
Oh, bugger off, probably.
Become a baker.
No,
Yeah,
bug-
I've always wanted to be a baker, actually.
Bugger off to where?
I don't know. Daloth? First ship out of there? I don't know. I've always wanted to see Otrajan. Go home.
So you wouldn't go back to the lair?
Oh, no. Why would I go there?
Do we believe him?
Yeah, can I make an insight
I
check?
can make an insight check.
22.
I mean, the Goblin is clearly not being forthright about a lot of things, but you believe his genuine confusion at why you think he'd ever go back there.
He was kicked out. And what's he going to do? Run back and tell Mortis, oh, I got beaten up by a group of people. You know,
Yeah, exactly. Why would I go back there?
they'd probably just kill him if he did.
Well, exactly. They kill people for less.
Rox, what do you,
Besides, look, they've paid me for the week. I'm flush. I'll just leave.
what are you looking for? Why are you in the tunnels?
I'm not looking for anything.
What was Mr. Fancy Pants looking for?
I don't know. I'm not part of his entourage, am I, mate? I know that. Look, right. You know about old Nazig, right?
Not really.
Not particularly. What do you know about Nazig?
Well, the stories say he was an amazing dragon or something like that. They seem really into him. I've never been that fussed. But they say he's amazing, right? And what he was guarding is apparently worth more than any treasure. They don't let anybody see it. But, well, I've heard that it's very powerful. They seem really interested in it.
Okay.
But Grox, didn't you join up with the army of Nazig?
Well,
Aren't
that
you,
is a serious accusation to make.
Well, you're look, you can say they kidnapped you. We can pretend to believe you, but you're dressed like them. You know, let's not be silly
All
with
right,
each other.
yeah, I joined up, all right? I came to Daloth. I was like, hey, who needs a capable goblin pair of hands? Surprisingly, I didn't receive many job offers. There are snooty people in Calatwist. So I came out of Daloth, out of the city. I thought, old Grox will find some work, you know, work in the country, farming, fishing, other wholesome nature things. Instead, this lot say, hey, help us nick stuff. Now, I'm not saying I've nicked stuff in the past, but I do happen to be very good at it. So I went, yeah, what do I get? They went, money and something about serving some elder high god's new world. I don't know, but they said money. So I said, yeah, all right. And then they gave me a robe and made me paint my face. And that was about 4 days ago. So you can fill in the blanks since then, really.
I love this guy.
One more question from me, Grox. Do you know if your lair is it booby trapped at all? Is there anything we need to be on the lookout for if we go into it?
Well, I don't know, but I don't think so. They're very into the old maintaining the sanctity of the place, you know? Some of the others in the army, they think it's all their holy duty in that. So they really look after the place.
Do you know how many people are roughly in the army?
Few hundred?
Do you have any
I reckon.
idea?
But they're spread out all out the forest at the moment. Forest's a bloody big place.
Okay. No, I actually believe you, Grox. It's up to you guys.
I say we let him go. What is he gonna do?
I agree.
Yeah, I like you, Grox. I think you've earned the freedom, even if you did stab me a couple times.
I like you too, lizard man.
Right, I think I'll
Any
just go up.
objections?
Yeah, I think I just kind of go up and start untying him.
All right. You untie him, and as soon as you do, he kind of pats himself down. He's like, all right, well, I'll be off then. and starts sidling away.
I'd like to check that I have all of my equipment.
You do, yes.
Great. He said he was good at nicking stuff. Come on now.
The gem's not still.
Yeah. Huh?
All right. Well, I guess we better keep going.
Mortis and Anne, was it Anna?
And
Anne. Mortis and Anne are both there.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty.
Both of them quite capable of killing us on their own, so
Yeah.
this will be fun.
Can I just ask one question? We made a point that we needed to find a way to contact Ollie. We had the opportunity to get something that we could have contacted Ollie with when he left. And we didn't.
Yeah, but there's nothing Ollie can do to help us right now.
I mean, he's sailing away, so what
I
we do?
And I imagine there might be some sort of range, maybe? I don't know. He might be too
Hey,
far.
he's probably halfway back to the academy by now.
Besides, what would he say? He would tell us to go and check out the.
He'd be like,
the
"Ha,
cave
idiots,
anyway.
you're dead."
Yeah, I know. I know.
I do
Look,
find
even-
it a little peculiar that that we are literally taking the one thing that it's the army of Nazig. We're going to its old resting place, but we happen to be bringing the big boy himself back home. Like, I think this might be we just might want to be careful. I might not be running into as many battles as we just were.
Well, we don't need to fight anyone. We can just go, check them out, see what they're up to, and learn what we can. You know.
Be a
Honestly,
little sneaky.
I think if we can avoid fighting Mortis and Anne, we have to do that at all costs. Like, we should
agree.
not fight them, I don't
Yep.
think. Like,
Absolutely.
because they will kill us.
How messed up are the clothes that the other cultists have?
Ooh.
I mean,
He knows what he looks
pretty
we
bad.
look like.
There's they're mostly blood-stained, and the armor and the robing from the female barbarian seems okay. But the robe that the mage controlling the golem was in is large.
Justice, Mortis has he's seen us. He knows what we look like.
He probably sees a lot of people, though. That's the only
Yeah,
thing.
but we're pretty important.
Yeah, but it's more if we meet any other people who aren't, like, not necessarily Mortis, but are still in the army.
I think we should just be more careful to avoid them if possible at this point.
Yeah.
Well, no time like the present.
No.
Let's pack up and get going, yeah.
All right.
I think undo our camp and move
As the
on.
party packs up their camp and heads into the forest, we'll take a short break before continuing with the rest, so we can all rest and recuperate, heal our broken feet.
Always ready.
All right, so we will pick up as the party is making their way further north towards the destination marked on their map, having recuperated from the vicious attack from the army of Nazig. Patrol, it turns out, who was not specifically after them. So, what are you up to, party?
Trying to
time-
be
how
as
far-
quiet as possible.
Address this.
Not us!
How far until we get to the place?
Would I be able to tell on the map?
Judging by your map, you should be there at around midday, you'd guess.
A few more hours. Just keep quiet.
All right.
I think we really should keep an eye out for, like, Nazig cultists kind of around as well. If we can.
All right, yeah, sure.
I think we should also probably dismount and hide our mounts not quite right at the entrance, like maybe a little bit before we reach there, so we're a little bit less,
Yeah, then we can
obvious.
sneak up. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, subtlety has been so good in the past.
So as you
I
guys
agree.
get closer, you dismount a brief distance before the marked location on your map, which you can begin to see. The forest seems to be sloping downwards, and there's a great rocky mass at the bottom of this foothill. You dismount in the line of the trees, and you start making your way down, and eventually the forest breaks, and you're into open field descending towards this large rocky structure that appears to almost come out the earth like a mound, and you appear to be approaching it from what you'd assume is the back of it.
Can I just make it... Guys, just wait a second, and can I ritual cast Pass Without Trace?
If you want to stand in the middle of an open field for 10 minutes and do that, then yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, never mind.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to cast it normally?
How many times do you ever use spells? Come on now.
Yeah, I'll cast it normally.
Okay, so Adrastus summons his sort of covering vapors of Pass Without a Trace, and you're all close to the ground.
Us, like, walking around as a giant mist.
Yeah, gorillas in the mist style, just sneaking forward through this field until eventually you arrive down at this large rocky structure. And this ascends easily 30 or 40 meters into the air, and it appears to be a large, almost semi-dome coming out. And as you approach the front of it, you realize that it is in fact hollow and contains the descent down into what you assume is Nazig's lair. And as you see the front of this entrance, you can't help but notice that there are a lot of tracks by the entrance. It appears as though what Grox was saying was potentially true, and there's been a mass exodus recently. You can see some discarded crates and even weaponry and some small artifacts laying around, and everything seems to be cleared out from the entrance to down into the lair. But the lair itself sort of narrows in, and then there's a winding tunnel descending even further underground.
Well, shall we stealthily approach?
Do we have a choice?
We could not go in and just leave. But no.
As tempting as that may be.
Yeah.
You all want to stealth?
I think so.
Yeah.
Go, Coraline,
All
go.
right. Make me a stealth check.
And we get the +10 from...
Go, Coraline,
Dude,
go.
Coraline also has disadvantage.
Yeah.
I got a 16 with the +10.
Wow.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
I haven't got my thing. Hold on.
I rolled a 25.
I got a...
Well, we all add 10, right?
That was 25. Yeah.
I got an 18.
I got
Right.
a 23.
Nice. Okay, so you all managed to relatively quietly, including Coraline moving gracefully for once in her plate armor. You all begin to slowly make your way down this winding passage, and the air is cooling and cooling as you descend further down until eventually you can see your own breath forming in the air in front of you. You guys wind your way down into this tunnel system until eventually it begins to branch off into some paths, but many of them seem to be iced up or walled off, and what you can hear, quite clearly because it echoes throughout the caverns, is to the north side, through one of the tunnels, there appears to be some sort of commotion on the other side, almost like two voices being raised in perhaps a heated argument.
So we've got one tunnel to our north that we can hear these voices from. Sorry, how many others are there? And are they all blocked off?
There's one directly in front of you which isn't, and there's one to what would be the south of the cave you're in. That is blocked off, yes.
Well, do we go towards the raised voices or the other path? Probably go towards the voices, eh?
Should
Maybe
we
quietly.
try and hear what they're saying?
Alright, so you guys sneak closer through the northern passage until you can tell just around the bend from you begins to open out into a much, much wider internal cavern. However, from here you can clearly hear just one of the voices. You can't hear the return voice anymore. But you hear the voice as it harkens back to your attempted arrest of some pirates in Bricktown. You hear a haughty voice calling out, "I really don't see why you're insisting on doing it like that, but if you must..." And you recognize the voice of the mage Anne calling out from inside the cavern.
Do we recognize a second voice?
You can't hear the return voice. You can...
Oh, okay.
There are gaps in her speech, as though someone is replying, but you can't hear it.
What should we do?
While you're thinking, she rings out again, simply saying, "But look at you, for goodness sake, you've nearly killed yourself. Do give up for once, Mortis."
Nearly killed himself.
Yeah.
Is he vulnerable, maybe?
I don't know.
Could it
I
be
don't
this
think he's
easy?
that vulnerable with Anne around.
That's true. Perhaps... Adrastus, could you change into something smaller and get a closer look?
Like a rat or something?
I mean, I can try and turn into a spider and go up the wall.
Yeah,
That's a
do
good
that.
idea.
And at this point in the conversation, he simply calls out, saying, "Oh, for goodness sake, you're going to be in no state for our beloved guests. Look at what you've done to yourself, you silly man."
You still want me to be a spider?
Well, I mean, they seem to be expecting us.
So how are we at the tunnel right now? Like, are we at a place where like, is it like a corner basically?
Yeah, you're like round the corner to where. But if you just peek your head around, you can see it does open up into a much wider, like atrium-like cavern, a huge inner cavern that your tunnel's joined onto.
So if we were to try to get closer, we would probably be noticeable by that point.
Yes, you would be. You can't see where the voice is coming from. You don't know what she can see essentially, but you would certainly be exposed if you went around the corner. Although, of course, if you're in a very small form, it's a very large room. You'd be far less exposed.
I think I was like, okay, and turn into a spider and crawl up the wall.
Teensy tiny spider?
Teensy tiny spider.
Or giant spider. You want to be giant spider? All right, giant spider.
No,
so,
the smallest spider.
All right.
And
like a tarantula.
No, like a house with like a house spider. Like
very long legs.
Like those
you see Adrastus's form shift and shimmer into that of a small spider. That's where are you going? I assume you're speeding in.
I'm gonna speed like up the wall.
Okay.
Like up the roof and then climb up on the roof.
Okay, so you're going vertical up onto the roof across the roof of the cabin.
And I still technically have Pass Without Trace going as well.
Cool. As soon as you're going there, I mean, you're so tiny, and you see now that this is a huge, enormous sort of inner chamber. It's not worked or anything. It appears to be an entirely natural formation, but it is bitterly cold in here. There's actually a howling wind almost circulating the entire chamber. You go across into the center of it, and looking down, you can see Anne and her form, and she appears to be staring into another tunnel on the northern side of the cavern, just impatiently tapping her foot. And you can see her just about infinitesimally shaking her head to herself. What would you like to do?
Go closer.
To who?
Just kind of head further up. You said the tunnels where she's staring down is kind of up at the end of the
so it's on the northern end, so like the opposite way.
So I think I'd probably still head, like, just keep up the roof, but still head towards the northern
you're heading
side.
towards the northern side, and you make your way to the entrance of the tunnel at this point, and just pulls out and goes, Mortis, take yourself away. You're going to be such a liability when they show up. You can't let them see you like this. How are you ever going to convince them to follow you if you can barely stand?
I can't see Mortis at this point, can I?
No, you cannot.
No.
You'd have to make your way in the tunnel, it seems, to...
just like web your way down and just like...
Well, you can just follow the wall down and go in if you want. I mean, you're tiny.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Okay, so you make your way down the wall and into one of the walls in the northern tunnel, which seems to open up into a smaller room to the north. Two things immediately greet your vision in this room. One of them is a pulsing, glowing white light. Not like anything you've ever seen before. It's almost as if white lightning itself is stuck to one of the walls. It appears to be two lines crossing each other and emanating out of one of the far walls. It constantly emits a roar, kind of like the ocean or like the middle of a storm cloud, and it is just pulsating over this rock. The patch can't be bigger than maybe 3 foot for each strand of lightning, but it is an incredible effect, and it really captures your attention for a moment as this roars away on the far wall. But below you, slumped against the wall, far closer, is a figure in a dark blue robe with a golden amulet with a large sapphire set into it. Next to him is some sort of brass mask in a kind of draconic visage. It looks like a ceremonial mask of some sort. But this man is not wearing the mask. You see the weathered dragon face of Mortis Skyscale struggling for breath, and he seems to even be trying to spit out a bit of almost frozen blood from his mouth as he is laboring to even breathe.
Okay, I think I would swiftly turn around and head right back the way I came.
Okay.
And basically head back to the entrance where the others are.
Okay, so you make your way back to the others, and you safely drop off the wall. Back into Adrastus form, I assume.
Yeah, but like, if we're going to move, we need to move now. Mortis is not well. I don't know what he's doing. He's doing some sort of ritual, but I don't think he's in a position to be able to challenge us. Anne is fine, but if we're going to do anything, we need to do it now. She also did mention that Mortis wants to recruit us. There's no. Oh, maybe he wants to. She's basically said. She confirmed that if he's in no fit state right now to greet us. So I don't know what that means to the rest of you, but it might give us a bit of an edge in conversation.
My question is, do we even converse?
I don't know.
Do we try to sneak up and spring the attack on Anne specifically? If you say Mortis is a little downtrodden,
might be our way. This might be our time to take out Anne while we can.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's such a good idea.
But that was the other thing I was going to say. I don't even know if we can fight her alone.
I mean, Ollie's not here to protect us this time.
Mm-hmm.
I have to agree. But what do we do?
Well, how about this? We go in, we learn, because if they're trying to recruit us, we might be able to learn a little bit about what's going on, and then we can just run away. There's 4 of us.
True. If Mortis isn't well, then we might be able to actually just run away, at the very least. The best we can do.
How far down the caverny walls have we gone? Is it easily runawayable, or are we going to be running for 20 minutes down the corridors?
No, you'd be running 4 or 5 minutes out of the lair itself at this point.
Also, you didn't see anybody else in there?
Did I see anyone else in there?
I think you just saw Anne and Mortis.
No, I just saw the 2 of them.
Didn't Grok say that there was a couple of his lackeys with them?
Yeah, but I mean, if they're lackeys, they're not going to be. Whatever he's doing seems important enough for him to almost kill himself.
So what's the play? Go in, hands up, we're sentinels.
I don't think the players go in.
They know who we are. We fought Anne as well.
Yeah, I don't think the players go in with sentinels. I think the players potentially. I hear you're expecting us.
Recruitment, and then worst case scenario, if everything fails, we run away. I think that's our best play.
Yeah, they already know we're coming. Obviously, Conrad did get the message out, so.
I mean, we could leave right now with nothing in our lives.
That is something. In my eyes, something.
I couldn't live with myself if we did that.
Would we really be sentinels if we knew we ran away?
Exactly.
Would we really be sentinels if we're dead, though?
Derek, come on now. You've almost died a few times. Surely it's lost a bit of the fear.
But the thing is...
it hurts every time.
The thing is, Derek, is that, Mortis is going to come after us at some point anyway, because, and I go towards Andrastus there. So, I mean, whether we at least get some information, then at least maybe we'll have more to go on.
We can hope, yes.
And I mean, what the heck is he doing here anyway? Really?
At this point, I've not felt like anything coming from the chest gem, have I, Connor?
No, not discernibly, no.
Cool, that's fine.
I think we should agree not to mention that in the
No,
don't even think about it. They might be able to read our minds or something.
My only concern is if I turn into a beast, the gem's there.
All right, well,
let's try not to fight.
Just run away. Just run away.
It's a pretty tall ask, Oz.
I mean, worst case scenario, you might have to, but let's try not to.
I'm just worried once we get in there. She seems to be a powerful wizard or sorceress or something. I'm just worried that she'll not bar the doors, but will not be able to escape. And then we'll be stuck with someone who can incinerate us in one fell swoop.
Derek, they want to recruit us. We might as well use that to our advantage while we can.
I agree with you, Adrastus, if Anne was talking about us.
Who else is she going to be talking about?
I mean, little goblin fellow there just said that they're leading an army, right? There's an
army. He just
got
recruited 4 days ago, to be fair.
They could be talking about anybody. I understand that we seem to be, we survived the white dragon or whatever, but I'm just saying, it could just be someone else.
Okay, we have to decide here. We can't sit here and argue for it. Yeah.
Yes,
I'm gonna follow you guys. I'm a little hesitant to get caught with a high level sorceress.
You can be the first to run away, Derek. How's that?
Saved by me.
Okay, so we're going.
I think so.
Okay.
You going in?
Okay.
We're going in.
You round the corner, and as you do, Anne spins on her heel with a wide smile on her face. And you see now that she's a very beautiful woman with tied brown hair behind her. Very youthful face, and she spreads her arms wide towards you. He goes, "Oh, my friends. Welcome. I thought it was very cute, the little trick you pulled with the spider."
Oh, well.
Fantastic.
We're not your friends.
You
either.
did.
Darling.
You did.
You will be my friends in time.
You did try and kill us the first time we met, Anne.
Yes, I suppose I did, but I didn't really know your importance. I'm far more aware of that now. I mean, you are mighty. The Slayers of Conrad Blackforge. Quite impressive. Never liked him myself.
He didn't really like you either, if that helps.
I imagine not. I imagine the others we have sequestered away will be far more subservient, so it was of no great displeasure to us.
So how exactly are we important to you?
Well, it's not often we get to recruit sentinels, most promising young fighters. I think it's marvelous that you might join us.
Why would you need us?
Well, you see, we're going to need the best in the times to come.
I have to ask the obvious question: what's to come? What's gonna happen? The end of the world? You
Oh,
need some
come
strong
now,
fighters.
I can't be spoiling all the surprises, can I?
Come on,
You're going to have a
DM
good
can't
time.
She's clearly talking about the resurrection of the Primarchs.
At this,
What
you
a
see an
big man.
eyebrow cock, and she goes, "Ah, you did read the books we'd sent Conrad. You know, I don't think he did. I'm not sure he could even read. Savage brute. Well, so you know about our goals? Now, the real question is, how did you get here?"
Well, as sentinels, it turns out we're pretty resourceful.
Apparently so. Not many know of here's importance, though.
We met some of your compatriots. Would that be the right word? Colleague seems a bit beneath you.
Yeah.
And ask them some questions, shall we say?
Oh, some of the cult that likes to pretend they're the custodians of the great Nazig here. Yes, they're rather frightful, aren't they? Ah, very well. What did they tell you of this place?
That they consider it sacrosanct.
Very good.
Word choice.
Anything else?
Well, this was the supposed final resting place of Nazig, right?
It was very good. Somebody's read their history. So, still you came. You must have a reason for that.
Well, I think your reason and our reason are probably fairly similar, perhaps.
Maybe just not to the same end.
And how would that be?
Well, you definitely like my compadre Oz said, you might be looking for those soul gems just as much as we are. But maybe you're going to use them for a little naughtier of a person. Yeah, that's right. I use the word naughty. Shut up.
And then she just scoffs and goes, "Sorry, are you telling me you've come here to stop me? Oh, this is adorable. Do we have a party of heroes?"
I just personally like to try and meet the people who try and kill me.
Oh, well, that's a brave attitude to face death with. It doesn't have to be this way. I thought we could be somewhat allies. I mean, you must feel that you're more powerful than the average person. So why aren't you respected more?
I mean, being sent to the Sentinels is a pretty big mark of respect in of itself.
Is it?
Would you?
So they can tell you what to do for the rest of your life? Is that what you do to people you respect? Turn them into servants?
I would rather take orders from them than some giant dragons.
Why?
Oh, because they're a force of good, and from all we've read about these dragons, they're evil.
Well, history is written by the victors, so they say, and some may disagree with that point of view, Ozovax.
But why you? You seem like a very educated woman. I don't want to say young because half elves are notoriously difficult to age, but
Well, that's rude.
it's the truth,
Very.
unfortunately. But you seem educated. You're very well spoken. Why would you side with? Why would you be a member of the Cerulean Dawn?
Why
You're trying to
wouldn't I?
appeal. You're trying to appeal to people of a similar intellect. Well, maybe a lesser intellect, which no doubt you would consider. But explain it to us from your point of view.
Well,
Help us to understand why.
I was one of the most lauded students, and then what chances were afforded to me? Served the Sentinels, I was elected. I went there for some time, and I grew bored and left. Now this is much more fun. I get to see the world.
Fun's not a good reason to resurrect long dead dragons.
Oh, fun is precisely the reason. Also, they will reward power. You'll live like a king.
Or so you think.
Well, yes, we all must operate off of what we think, Coraline.
Or what you hope.
That too. However, we hold the power of resurrection over them. They will be indebted to us.
You were a sentinel?
At a point, yes.
Can I see Mortis?
No.
In the back. Okay.
I'm assuming the wind's still like howling and everything.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
wind is howling around the cavern, yeah.
And where's Mortis? Isn't he
No,
here?
Mortis, as you know, is in a spot of bother right now. We best leave him to rest up.
What did he? Why? Why?
Well, now, I can't go telling you everything if you're not on side, can I? Mortis
If you're
was...
hoping to recruit us, wouldn't it be better to be forthcoming with us?
Perhaps. Mortis was trying something out, but like I warned him, believe that he had calculated incorrectly.
Was it perhaps trying to resurrect a Primarch?
And then she kind of gives you a sly smile and goes, "Oh, nothing of the sort, I'm sure."
Seems like he's not powerful enough to wield the power then.
At this, the smile kind of fades a little bit as she looks towards you and goes, "Mortis has done more for us than any. He is certainly most powerful, but even he can't bend ancient laws."
So if he can't bend these ancient laws, how do you expect him to bend dragon will when you resurrect it?
We aren't going to bend dragon will. They'll be restored as the rightful rulers and us as their glorious generals.
Right, but
Doesn't sound lovely.
if
in
they're in
Albia?
charge, doesn't that just mean they get to do whatever they want? They won't need to be indebted to you at that point.
And what do the people in charge do now?
Some do good, some don't.
Precisely. This way, if the Primarch's rule is won, there'll be no conflict.
But you know yourself that the Primarchs, seemingly according to the book, vary in their behaviors and attitudes. Nazig, for instance, even in the book, it states he is the most bloodthirsty and savage.
Is that why you came here first?
You really have done your reading, haven't you? No, that's not why we came here first. We came here first simply because it's the first place we found. And then she kind of checks herself visibly and is like, it was closest and of convenience.
I
So-
guess.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I guess my question, Anne, is if the Primarchs. Sorry, let's assume when the Primarchs are resurrected, what is to stop them from turning on each other?
Absolutely nothing.
So how can you guarantee an age of enlightenment and peace and prosperity?
But then she kind of looks down and giggles and just goes, "Because I'll pick the strongest side."
She doesn't care.
So what do you want from us?
Well, I assumed you'd be rather helpful for our cause. After all, you've come here. You must have a reason. I don't believe it was simply to meet Mortis and I. You've already met Mortis, and I believe we had a chance encounter when you made my travel to Daeloth somewhat inconvenient.
Well, what do you want us to do? What do you need of us?
Well, are you promising loyalty?
It's never usually good to sign a contract without knowing what you're getting yourself into.
Wink.
Oh, but that's half the fun.
I don't know, but I'm not a very fun person.
I can see that.
Trust me, she's not at all.
Yeah, she doesn't seem that way. What about you, Adrastus? You of all know the tyranny of leaders.
I can't disagree with the things you're saying, Anne. But you aren't giving enough of a justification for me to essentially betray those of what I stand for. And you do also have to remember I am still by nature a member of the Enclave.
That might be so, but I mean, the world itself would be preserved, of course. They don't wish to do it harm.
Are you sure?
Of course.
Where battles are fought, many things die.
Well,
And-
yes, but if the things dying are, corrupt humans, then, yeah, well.
So you can tell me that there would be no fallback to the land, no fallback to nature. There would be no disruption of the natural ecosystem were the Primarchs to rise.
Of course, they are the natural ecosystem. The world we live in now is forced, darling.
I do believe you. I believe you believe what you
Wonderful.
believe, but I cannot sign away loyalty to something that I don't know what you would ask of us.
Well, why didn't we discuss it with Mortis? Thing is, you very bluntly simply come here to meet him and not me.
Well, again, he didn't try and kill us.
Oh, I think, he put that
Not
thing
in
on your
purpose. Not directly, shall we say?
I mean, you
Not
passed his
in person,
test,
yeah.
but it still tried to kill you. Come on. I didn't really try to kill you. I just,
Hmm.
I've
Tried
had
to
run-ins with
cut.
Ollie before. I just wanted to scare him.
I think it's up to my colleagues here.
No, I'm not joining with them.
I can't let Primarchs run amok.
The last time Mortis did any major damage, well, wasn't that the Sundered Lands? If that's what the world's gonna be like, count me out.
Oh, come on. We've learned since then. Come now. You must make a decision. But I still am unclear as to why you came if you weren't already seeing our way.
We came for information, but
Information
I think-
on what exactly?
What you're doing, what the point
You
of it all
know
is.
what I'm doing. You've said that you've read the books.
Yes, but there's a difference between reading a book and speaking to one of the co-authors.
So how did you know I'd be here?
Again, we were in Daeloth.
It was the closest and most convenient.
Ah. I see what you did there.
Got
Very
it.
well. It appears as though we're both holding our cards close to our chest. How about I come and show you something? Follow me. And she spins on her heel and starts trotting towards the northern tunnel.
I'll
Be ready.
warily follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, be careful.
Alright, so you guys follow her up to the northern tunnel. And she senses your wariness and turns around. She's like, come on, Chop Chop. I'm not going to kill you in here. Come on. And she walks into the northern tunnel. As you enter, you see Mortis now, looking in slightly better shape than when you last saw him, Adrastus. He's propped up, sitting against the wall of a tunnel now. His mask returned to his face. He has this huge horned visage of some sort of draconic carving on it. And he's sitting against the wall of a cavern, and his face pivots up to look at you, but he doesn't say anything. He's still visibly wearing the sea stone around his neck. And Anne gestures towards the far wall, where this pulsating white source of light just seems to flow in and out of the rock in a cross formation. He goes, "Marvelous, isn't it?
What is it?
It's what Nazig was guarding, why he made his lair here. We did think it was odd he'd settled in such a unnatural location, but this makes it all worth it."
What is it exactly?
Why? Why didn't you go and have a closer look?
Hmm.
That sounds like a death sentence to me.
Yeah, considering how Mortis looks on the floor here, I don't think I'm gonna just do
Oh.
that.
Mortis was being a silly bugger. He's always trying out new things. I assure you, it's quite safe to go and look at.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Look, I'll
that
go
works
with
out.
you. And she starts walking towards the light source.
I think I'm going
I'll-
to be staying like quite far back here.
I'll go forward.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll follow behind her.
All right. So
I'll
all
stay,
of you approaching.
I'll stay with Adrastus.
Okay. So as you all walk closer and look at it now, you can see the coursing river of white lights coming out of the stone and disappearing in on the other side, and it is an impressive sight to behold, and the roaring sound gets louder in your ears as you approach it. Except you, Adrastus, where a feeling of cold calm seems to just cut through your body, and you just feel this indescribable urge to plunge your hand into the light. As a voice rings out in your head. Somebody says, "Do it. Do it and be free. You served well. No one will die.
Mm-mm.
I sense my lair. I know you are there."
I think I'm just going to stand hands like by my sides, like rigid.
Make me a wisdom saving throw, Address.
Fucking knew it!
I'm gonna kill him. It's gonna be great.
Hold on, let me just see what my wisdom is.
I was gonna say I might spot him looking uncomfortable, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna know what's going on.
Can I like dart my eyes towards Caroline?
You can, sure.
Oh, fuck, okay. Oh, that is a 6.
He yeets himself into the light.
Caroline, suddenly, violently from your side, Adrastus lurches forward, almost clattering into the back of Ozavax and Derek. What would you like to do, seeing as you're the only person who can react to this?
Can I grab onto him? Because it's pretty like uncharacteristic, I'd say, of
Yeah,
what's
of course,
going
yeah,
on.
of course.
So
Sure.
can
make
I
me,
like try to like
make me a quick strength check as you try to grab
yeah,
him.
like try to like grab onto him to like hold him back, I guess.
I only have an 8 strength, if that helps.
Hmm.
It's not contested, it's just a strength check. What did you roll?
Did you go?
That one.
Oh
You
my
always come in
God.
clutch.
The world's gonna end, and it's gonna be your Nat 1's fault.
After this session, I'm going to tell you what the DC on that check was, and you're going to be very sad.
It's gonna be like 9 or something stupid.
Funny you say that.
Is it one more than my strength? That would have been it.
Adrastus lurches forwards, and his hand breaks between the space of Ozavax and Durek, and plunges itself into the light source crossing on the wall, right at the focal point, the ley line of these two energy sources. And as it does, the howling in the room becomes explosive. Adrastus is thrown back, easily 10 or 15 feet, buffeting you all out the way as even Anne and Mortis seem to be in utter shock, wheeling round to stare at Adrastus' body. Adrastus, your head hits the wall with a heavy crack, and you slowly slump down. Not before the others see a piercing white light emanating from underneath Adrastus's armor as cold vapors begin to seep out of every opening of his clothes, coming out of his sleeves and up his neck. They seem to be draping themselves along the floor and following a line back into the larger cavern. And as you see these vapors begin to gather and coalesce into a large form in the center of the cavern, that's where we'll end the session for today.
I called it. I was like, he's gonna end it right now, you piece of shit.
I can't believe the nat
6
one.
and a 1.
I rolled it and I was like, I can't. No.
It was 10 or above to pass the wisdom check.
I mean, I have a +3 on my modifier
And
for
it was,
strength.
and
Like
it was
I had to
9
roll a
and
7.
above the strength.
Yikes,
Because I did
boys,
set the strength to
yikes.
just be above Adrastus's strength. Oh dear.
I saw it on my dice. So I was like, no.
So, thank you so much for watching or listening. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to leave a like, comment, all that good stuff. Make sure you follow the cast on Twitter down below. And we will see you in 2020. So we hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll
I hope
see
you don't have a nice Christmas, Connor.
Oh.
Oh, Craig.
That feels bad.
Ruined.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. It's
Yeah.
Craig, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.